Alright, so I've decided to make a new series. I want to talk, and you can put me in the background or you can watch the time lapse and see how I do my stuff. Today I'm going to talk about composition mostly. But firstly, I wanted to start this series for a while, and I just want to point out that I was listening to music in the background, and it's so funny how it's like sped up like 20 times over, and it's so funny. Like it's just like alien music. I'm just gonna put a bit of music so you can hear how it sounds. Do you ever wonder why some artworks just feel right? It's not random, it's composition. Composition isn't just about how it looks, it's about guiding the viewer's eye to where you want it, basically. And there are many, many methods of doing so. Some people use contrast, some people use placement, some people use flow, some people use simplification to do so, some people use overlaying shapes, but every single thing boils down to the same idea. How shapes are placed on your canvas to convey space and to convey your storytelling. Even that doesn't display how simple composition should be. Composition is literally the artist or the painter's or the visual designer's way of storytelling. It's basically the writing of your book, which is a canvas. Composition is literally just storytelling, but physically put like on a canvas. Whether it will be like a golden ratio or a rule of thirds or whatever perspective, composition is composition, and it's literally encompassing everything in your canvas. So that's why I'm not really eager to talk about it, because I'm gonna be real, my drawings aren't really that compositionally difficult. I just make portraits and sometimes I do backgrounds, but most of the time I just go by the reference. And I've had like some people question like, can you do original stuff? Yes, man, of course I can do original stuff. Do you know how much of a mental library I have? Just by literally like memory, I can like do something like completely original, basically. With just mishmashing like different stuff that I've drew over the past years. It's nothing like, don't take it as an insult, because I kind of took it as an insult, because like, you're saying that me as an artist cannot do that, I'm not original. That's how you feel, because the more you get, more advanced you get, the more you feel like you're just copying. It's like, this is how you learn, but trust me, you are not. Every time that I try to prove to myself, yes, you can do something original, I prove it to myself, and then I forget. It's like imposter. Also, every time that I basically recreate the reference that I am seeing, it's filtered through my mind, through my mood, through my everything, which you can see from the drawing that I'm doing in the background, or any kind of drawing that I do. Especially on TikTok, I always post the reference and the final product. So basically, ignore people that say that. Usually they aren't advanced artists, and advanced artists will never ask you, do you always need a reference, or will not say, oh, that's not impressive because you used reference. That's just stupid. Let's get off of this side then. I want to firstly start with one of my main points, which is contrast. In the real world, our eyes are naturally drawn to contrast. It's like silhouettes. It's literally, this is how you evolve. Light against dark, sharp against soft, big against small. It's how we perceive depth and focus. When you use contrast in your art, you're telling the viewer this is important. A bright figure against a dark background. Instant focus. A small figure against a massive structure instantly makes the world feel grand. Contrast isn't just about aesthetics, as you can see. It's control. It's how you decide what gets seen first. A tip for you is that the eye is naturally drawn to human silhouettes. As I said, it's literally evolved to do that. So most likely that will primarily be your focal point, with a few exceptions, of course. Like, for example, a lot of the sublime kinds of paintings, they use the human figure just to show how big nature. It's like the Sea of Fog, or like the same artist, I forgot their name. I'm sorry. But the same artist made like multiple things. It's like a tomb, and it's like incredibly big, and the silhouettes are like not even a pinky high, and the painting is insanely big. So I can give more examples, but it's basically, with rare exceptions, the human silhouette is mostly the focal. Think about it. Portraits. What's the first thing that you look at? The face, right? If you're gonna mess up, don't mess up on the eyes. This is common knowledge. Anyway, contrast boils down to difference. Sharp, soft, lost edges with harsh edges, with color, contrast value, which is luminosity, stuff like that. I don't wanna, you can guess what this means. Either like you can either have like a artificial rim light of your character, which makes it like pop out instantly. You can have the values more, you can have the background have more squished values, more into the grays and lights, and your focal point should be like going through the entire value range. You can do a lot of stuff. But now I want to get to the other main point, which is placement. Where you place your subject in a composition completely changes the way it's perceived. Centering something gives it authority. It basically makes it important. Like, think about it. If you were to make a painting of Napoleon marching down, or like going into like the mountains, there's like this horse, like him riding on a horse, and it's like where is he placed? Smack dab in the middle of the painting. Smack dab in front of people fighting. You know, it's like the army, kind of like that. Centering something gives it authority, as I said. Think of religious icon painting. Off-centering a subject creates imbalance, movement. Think of an action shot where someone is mid-motion. Like, just look at an MMA fight and just randomly press the spacebar. Like, bam! You just press the spacebar. What do you see? The person, usually whenever they bolt towards something, they charge towards something, the gravitational pivot point is really off to another side, which makes them look like they're falling. This is, again, you can portray motion, you can use this to your advantage. But there's another way to guide by placement. Leading lines, this is what it's called. It's where let's say you have a cliff, that it so happens that the edge of the cliff literally points to your focal point. I see a lot of people use this with perspective. It's like the main perspective focal point, or like a perspective point, is smack dab in the middle of your subject. They're making buildings that point towards your subject, cliffs, trees, stuff like that. This is called leading lines. A path, a river, stuff like that. You know, this is leading paths, leading lines. And they're like subconscious arrows dragging you to the focal. Composition isn't just about what you include, but where you put it. Tip for placement is that sometimes you have to make things intentionally flawed. If everything is neatly shown in your artwork, it doesn't read as believable. You see this event in movies where the shot is intentionally muddied to sell realism. Look at The Batman, or any other incredible piece of artistry in terms of cinema. That will give you enough examples. Just look at how many things are. It's like there's a pot right next to you. In terms of like you, the viewer, you see the pot as this really big thing. It covers 15% of the screen. It's blurred out because it's not focused, and then you have your focal. It's basically selling realism. Like, a lot of times, like, you will never have a neatly structured scene in real life, because real life isn't neatly structured. So don't try to show everything. Don't get too greedy with your composition. This is one of the biggest tips that I see a lot of people, oh, I want to show that, oh, I want to show that tree, oh, I want to show that moss, oh, I want to show that. No. You are flooding your canvas. And most of the time, detail is not what matters. Detail most of the time is overdone. There are lots of artists like John Singer Sargent who literally make, let's say, a tree with a single brush, a tree canopy. You do not need to oversell detail. Detail is where you look. So let's say the eyes, the nose, the lips. As you can see on my painting, that's where I put literally almost all of my time in. It's the face, the eyes. If you're gonna mess up, don't mess up on the eyes. The best rule of thumb that you can use is this analogy that I will give you. Peter Jackson, when he was filming The Lord of the Rings, he had a lot of stories, like Tom Bombadil, a lot of side stories, but he didn't add them. Later, when he was asked in an interview, why didn't you add them? He said, even though those side stories are nice, he didn't add them because in the grand scheme of things, they didn't really add to the story. They didn't push the story forward, not add. That was a wrong word to say. But this goes the same in any kind of art that you do. Art fundamentally is storytelling, and composition is our storytelling as visual artists. Every element in your piece should have a reason to be there. If it doesn't add to the story, if it doesn't enhance the focal point, if it doesn't contribute to the flow, cut it. Leaving something out doesn't mean you're losing detail. It means you're refining the message. It means you're making your composition stronger. This also bleeds into another subject of edges, which I will cover in another video, but sometimes you can use lost edges to merge shapes together like a crowd of people, buildings, trees, etc. My next main subject is overlaying shapes. In a 3D environment, shapes naturally overlap, constantly blocking parts of what we see. This sells the illusion that the world is real, that it actually exists beyond the frame. But in art, we have to fake that. For example, you have a field. You add the shadow of clouds on that field to, firstly, you add those lines, those flow lines that I told you about, which point you to the focal point. You can use them as that. As you can see, all of these subjects bleed into each other, but it also makes you feel like it's an actual world. Like it goes beyond the frame. It cements you into the world. It places you into the world. And this is a very beautiful thing, which I suggest all of you use in your art pieces. All of you. It's an incredible feeling. And whenever I do it, always I am pleased that I am doing it. Even though it wasn't your initial vision, adding stuff like this, like let's say, for example, a tree branch from off frame, you just see a few leaves or a few branches, or as I said, the shadows of clouds that you don't even see, silhouettes of stuff that you don't, shadows of stuff that you don't even see. For example, I have one of my most popular videos, if not my most popular video on my art channel, is Grandma's House. I don't know why I named it that, but I felt it was appropriate for the drawing. And the beautiful thing that I really love about that is that you have precisely what I said. You have the shadow of a tree that you don't even see, a tree canopy that you don't even see. That makes the world feel real, even though it's stylized, even though it's a art style that isn't realistic. It makes it feel real, because style isn't what adds to realism. Art style is what cements your art as beauty, as your own idea, your own how your eyes see it, your interpretation of it. But realism is whenever it feels real. Even though it may not literally be hyper realistic, it can still feel real. And this is what you need to achieve if you want to have those incredible feelings of nostalgia that a lot of times people on my TikTok say that my art makes them feel nostalgic. My art, like I had one guy comment, this is the kind of place where you discover that you've not been living life your entire life, kind of like that. And I feel like, yeah, that's kind of the whole point of the drawings, it's to bring out this nostalgic feeling, this beautiful feeling of beautiful sadness, of melancholy, kind of like Corpse Bride, like I made a video about that, by the way, check it out. It's a beautiful melancholy, and this is what artists do the best. Nostalgia, beautiful melancholy, beautiful sadness, kind of like that, sublime, the beauty of nature, solitude, stuff like that. This is where artists thrive in, and this is why you always see artistic people tending towards nature stuff, tending towards classical stuff that is more calm, more relaxed, because that is where your soul feels at peace, and that is where you can shine as an artist. Okay, so now that 14 minutes have passed, now I can talk freely about what I want. I've been fumbling in my mind. I was like, oh, should I make this? Should I not make this? What should I do? Especially for my art channel, like it's really difficult because like let's say somebody asked me for composition. My drawings aren't really compositionally difficult, as I said. And I really don't wanna mislead people. I don't think that I am skilled enough to make tutorials, even though sometimes I do, because sometimes I feel like the color diversity video that I made. Sometimes I feel like I have a bit of knowledge that just needs to be shared. Even though I'm not that technically advanced, I feel like sometimes you need to share stuff. And also, I made this channel because I wanted to talk about my hobbies, and there's nobody to talk to. There's nobody that I can talk to about my hobbies. So this is my way of venting like that kind of need to talk about what you like and what you do, so I use this channel, and I'm gonna use it further for this reason. I've live streamed a bit, but I think it's worthless. It's like, why should I live stream to like 2 viewers or 1 that enters? That's it, So I'm gonna start making these kinds of videos. I hope you like it. Please check out the rest of my channel. I've been grinding a lot on my other gaming account, and honestly, I feel like my art account just flows more naturally. It's like the views, the subscribers, the everything comes way easier. It's just that I don't want to put out slop. I don't want to put out stuff that is really bad. While on my gaming channel, sometimes I put out slop. I just really love like this account is sacred basically in my. That's why I post so rarely. That's why So if you want to, please give me suggestions about the next yap session. I don't want to completely steal Shawty's idea, because this is basically his idea. But I still wanted to yoink it. I'm Romanian after all. I yoink stuff. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I really like this was a thrill to make. Uh, I woke up at like 8 p.m. went and I grabbed energy drinks. I kind of quit, and I didn't drink for like 4 to 5 days, and before that didn't drink for like almost 10 days, any caffeine, and I grabbed some energy drinks. And since I arrived home, I've just been editing almost nonstop with like I maybe took like a 30-minute break, and now it's 9 p.m. So that's almost 12 hours. It's 12 hours of constant either filming, editing, and today it was mostly editing. And I really hope this will work out. I really took a leap of faith with this. A lot of people are like at my back, like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, oh, get your driver's license, oh, get that, oh, do that, get a girlfriend, lose weight, stuff like that. And I really hope to prove them wrong, and you can help me do that. You are the arbiters of my success. So I hate to be so blatant, but I'd ask you to subscribe. I'd ask you to share, to help me out. I would really appreciate it. And depending on the outcome of this yap session, I'm gonna make more. I'm gonna make more of these anyway, because as I said, I just want to talk about my interest. But I really hope that you really liked it. And depending on how well it's received, I will either make a lot more or I'll just make it whenever I feel like making it. Okay. I really hope this is gonna work out. And let me get back off of this subject. To be honest, with this social media stuff, it's been really annoying. I hate to like vent, but as I said, this is my media where I vent. Okay, so with this social media, it's been so annoying, man. Like Instagram, I didn't get any kind of outpost, like outreach or whatever you can call it. A lot of people told me, "Oh, you'll get commissions. Just go on Instagram." No, I didn't. I literally posted for almost 5 years consistently, and the best one I have is 90 likes, and that's because it's the latest drawing. And whenever you got like AI sex bots, they're like liking your latest post and then messaging you like, "Oh, like I'm my name is Anna and I am alone, and I make like stuff like that." So it's like annoying ass, you know. That's why, and then that's literally the reason why I have 90 likes on that. So I stopped posting completely on Instagram, because it's not enough that they don't push my stuff in the algorithm, but they also use it. They also use it for AI, which I opted out of. But I don't know. It's like I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg. I know he's a reptilian, alien, Anunnaki, and it is what it is. I don't want to put my trust into that man. So I'd rather not post at all on Instagram and Facebook. I didn't really post on Facebook, but you know what I mean. And on TikTok, TikTok did badly my entire, like, I've been posting no joke, 5 years consistently, and I got one video that isn't even about art that got 8K views. That's it. So I feel like I literally beat that in the first week of starting YouTube on my art channel. I literally have like a Anya Taylor-Joy fan drawing and fan art, excuse me, which hit 9K. It's a short, but it's a TikTok. TikTok and shorts is like basically the same thing in my mind. So YouTube just feels so much flowy, so much controlled rather than TikTok. I'm not gonna quit though. I don't think I'll ever quit. If I ever quit, that's not the same. That the person quitting is not the same person as me. I don't think that I will ever be complacent and be defeated. If I did this for 5 years and I didn't quit without any reward, I don't think I will quit ever. Like, honestly, it's like a friendship. If it lasts more than 5 years and you passed high school and you still see each other, then it will probably last 30 or 40 years or until you die. This is how I see this art. Anyway, take care and have a nice day.